So tomorrow, I'm officially quitting basketball for the time being. And it's not as simple as decision as I thought it would be. First of all, I still love basketball very dearly. It's something that resonates deep within me that I can't explain to anybody completely. And I have such a talent for it that I feel like I could do anything with it. I don't want to go pro or anything like that. That's not what I mean. I mean, anything I'm asked to do, I can do it, no matter what it is. And, you know, I've been playing for so long, playing organized since I was 10 years old. I've been playing in general since I was like a baby. And there's a few things that came to mind. You know, I'm in college. I'm a junior in college. And for the first time in my life, I feel like I'm not just a basketball player. And I've never felt like that before, ever. I feel like I could be something more than that, more than just an athlete. Of course, there's nothing wrong with being just an athlete, but I don't feel like you should be just an athlete. You know, you should have other things that make your life worth living. So I found those things for myself. First of all, I've had mental health problems for a while now, ones that I hadn't discussed until this year. And I finally asked for help, and I go to therapy. But basketball has been a source of pain for me for a very long time. It's like not just about not getting what I want or things not going my way. It's like just feeling like I wasn't good enough because of sports. Even though, you know, I was a straight A student most of my life, and I'm exceptionally well at talking to people, and I'm a really good communicator, and I am a leader. But in sports, there's a demand for more and more and more, you know. You're never good enough as you are. You have to keep going. And I guess that's like a euphemism for life. Like at a certain point, you get tired of that, especially when that thing that they demand from you over and over again, it's like you try, but you just can't reach it, you know. Let me explain what I mean. I've always been the littlest guy on the court. Basketball is full of tall guys. If you're tall as a kid, usually you play basketball. That's just how it is. I played with dudes who were 6'9", like 7th and 8th grade. I played with dudes who were like 6'4" in 5th and 6th grade. I played with giants my whole life. And then there was me. 4'6" in the 6th grade, 5'1" in 7th grade, 5'3" in 8th grade, 5'5" in 9th grade, 5'7" in 10th grade, and beyond. And being a little guy, there's perfection expected from you constantly, all the time. And that's tiring. You work hard, but it's never enough. And you can be as good as you want to be. Nobody cares because you're not 6 foot tall. And that does get to you. No matter what anybody says, it gets to you. It bothers you. You can be as good as a guy 6 foot, he's 6 foot, and you're 5'8". So what do? You work and you grind and you find other ways to be effective. But you're still not 6 foot. And it sucks. And you know, that made me just not want to work as hard anymore. And it didn't start in college. It started around 11th grade. I had a turbulent high school career, of course, that didn't go the way I wanted it to, but I'll never look back on it with regrets. It was something that I deeply care about and that made me such a stronger person. It made me want to find myself outside of just basketball. It made me realize how important it was to be a person and not just an athlete. So I got asked to do things that I didn't think I had to do. I got asked to do all the dirty work, you know. Oh yeah, play super hard defense, you know, make the right passes, but you're not allowed to shoot. You're not allowed, even though my whole life, like I've been good at those things. You're not allowed to shoot. You're not a scorer. You're just out there to manage the game and pass it to everybody else. That sucked. Like playing basketball, that kills you. Like, you know, playing a role is one thing, but like when you know you're better than everybody else, you work harder than everybody else, you've been busting everybody else's heads since a kid, and now you're telling me to pass to these same dudes whose heads I bust in all the time? No, not cool. That was my life, like my last 2 years of high school, and it sucked. But I was still noticed as the best player on my team, which was such a weird phenomenon. It felt like a paradox because I was told to do all the things the best player usually doesn't do. I was told that I wasn't the best player, and I was told to pass it to the real best players on the team, which was crazy because I'm the one who made the most impact on the team no matter what. You know, I did those things, the dirty work, but I did that stuff before I was asked to do it. I always did that stuff. I always tried to be unselfish. I always tried to be a great teammate. That didn't matter. And once I got into college, that really didn't matter. I'm 5'8", I'm playing with and against dudes 6'4" plus now. Everybody on the court's tall, everybody's skilled, everybody can shoot. College isn't just like high school where, you know, there are average players out there. Nobody's average in college. Everybody is good in their own way. So once again, I make myself stand out. I do what I'm supposed to do. I'm there early, staying late. I'm working. But I don't get any freedom. I'm still told, you know what? You're just a defender. You're just a guy who manages the game. I don't want you shooting bad shots. You're not good enough for that. You're not consistent enough for that. How would anybody know if I was ever given a chance? I was never given a chance. So I harped on this. And coming into college, I had no offers. I got this offer, luckily, because it was because of my GPA. And I was told I wasn't even going to really play my freshman season. Then I started 5 games my freshman season. Then I was pretty much told I'd be like a backup sophomore year, and then I became a starter for most of the season. And then going into junior year, now I'm just relegated to 3rd string point guard, even though I worked hard and I showed I could be consistent at what I do. Nobody cares about that. Basketball has drained me for so long. I'm burnt out. Always having to prove somebody wrong. Wouldn't that burn you out too? Having to constantly go against what other people think. You know, we do that every day. We do it all the time. But this is different. When I'm constantly picked on for my size and stuff, and you know, nobody cares about who I am and my character, or nobody cares about the fact that I'm a great teammate, or that I give effort more than anybody else ever will. When you're so underappreciated that, like, of course, your presence will be missed, but nobody really cares enough to reach out to you and ask if you're okay or if these things are affecting you. You know, when you're having conversations about trying to get on the court and trying to play, and everybody's just telling you, keep doing what you're doing, and you're going even harder than before, and it doesn't make a difference, yo, that'll kill you too. It'll make you not love something you once loved. And that's not even a half of it. I'm explaining that, but that's not even the biggest reason why I don't want to play anymore. I don't think basketball was ever truly my dream. It was at first when I was a kid, but I got to a certain point where I knew I wouldn't be a pro. And I was perfectly okay with that. It's like, what else can I do in this life to make myself feel whole besides being an athlete? And this all started all the way back in high school. I remember I took this journalist class and I loved it. You know, we did the school newspaper. I did articles, and I was a reporter. You know, I was a reporter in high school, and it was the coolest thing for me. I felt like I was doing something important. And I remember I came home and talked about it. And, you know, when you talk about being a reporter, they don't get paid anything. That's the first thing my pops told me. It's like, they don't make much money. I remember when I was in 8th grade, we did a project, like, on a major we wanted to do in college. And I picked psychology. And my dad, like, nah, you can't do that. They don't make any money. You got to go to school too long to make money with that. And then I get to my senior year, and I want to go into journalism in college. And my dad is like, no, don't do that. Do business. You know, do the business side of things and go to grad school. But it's like, but I love journalism. I love communications. I feel like I've been held back. I wanted to quit basketball a long time ago. But the reason I'm choosing to do it now is because I want to take control of my life. Depression has played a major role in my life. And I feel most of that comes from trying to live up to everybody's expectations all at once, while also trying to live up to my own unrealistic expectations. And now that I let those unrealistic expectations go for myself, I can finally say, like, there are things I just want to achieve for myself, not for anybody else, not for the whole world, not for, the people who I live around, for me. And with that, it comes disappointing those around me with the decisions I make, which I'm not used to. I mean, I came into college majoring in business, even though I didn't want to, didn't like it, changed to communications. My dad really threw a fit, and that really affected me. And then he finally just came around and was like, okay, I'll accept that. Do what you want to do with that. And that felt great. But it still didn't feel like enough, because I still felt like I had to play basketball. Because of him, like, I had to play. Oh, you put all this time and effort into it. Why would you just not play now? Because it's draining me, because I don't want to do it. I'm doing it for you. I'm doing it for my mom. I'm doing it for my sisters. I'm doing it to, for my friends to come and see me play, for everybody to say they're proud of me. But what does that really get me? It doesn't get me satisfaction, fulfillment. It doesn't build my character any much more than it already has. All it does is cause resentment, sadness, misunderstanding within myself. Like, do I really love this thing I say I love? And you know what? I do love basketball. I don't love to play it anymore. Do you know why I really want to quit? Because I was having a whole panic attack like a couple days ago about this, really thinking about this decision I'm making. And you know what came to mind? And I am so ashamed to admit this. The only way I could get out of this is if I kill myself. I felt so trapped that is literally what I told myself. And I was driving when this happened. I was going to pick up food for our family, and I'm driving. It's the only way out of this if I kill myself, because if I tell anybody that I don't want to play, everybody's going to be upset with me. Everybody's going to hate me, and I'm going to want to die anyway. That's crazy. It made no sense. And then I snapped back into reality about 10 minutes later. I was like, yo, that is the wildest thing you've ever thought in your life. You can choose what you want to do, no matter what other people think. It's like, forget their expectations. If that's how basketball makes you feel, if that's how everybody's expectations make you feel, you can't do this anymore. You need something else. You need a new path. You need to put yourself in position where you don't feel like you want to die when you do something, or you feel like you're trapped. I'm never trapped. I can do whatever I want to. I have freedom. And I'm a man. I'm a grown adult. I can do whatever the hell I want. And you know what the thing is that I've really attached myself to, like, this last 9 months or so, when I was going through all these mental health problems, is philosophy. And I took a philosophy class this semester, and it really changed my life. Like, I can really say that, in a way where I've become, like, obsessed with it. I want to read it all the time. I want to watch videos on it. I'm thinking of different ideas and how things work, and like why people are the way they are, or why certain things are the way they are. And it's like, wow, like, I love this. This is me. And I have to say, I have to thank Britt Zeldin Rust and the faith he has in me at this certain point, where he does believe I have some kind of talent. If you don't know, Britt is my introduction to philosophy teacher. And he has this confidence in me where it's weird. He enjoys, when I ask questions or when I make a statement or something along those lines. And that makes me feel good. Somebody who enjoys something outside of me that's not related to sports. Somebody who just sees me as a person who has ideas and not just an athlete. So I fell in love with philosophy and psychology too. I love psychology. And these are the things I want to pursue. These are the things that keep me going and make me tick, not just basketball. And learning the different ideas of these philosophers and seeing where it takes them, man, it's changed my life a lot. Seeing the thought process, that I'm not the only person who deeply thinks certain things through, has really changed the way I look at everyone, every single person, and the complexity of us all. So yes, a journey ends here, but a new one begins for me as I embark on a journey to be who I want to be, or at least try to be. All I can do is try, and I'm okay with that. I am who I am. What I will not be is belittled, and I will definitely not deal with anything that causes me to feel like death is my only option. No. Freedom is my option, and I will always pick it. I will walk away from anything that makes me feel the way the weight of the world on my back feels. That's how it feels with everybody's expectations, because it's not just my dad or my mom, it's the people who ask them about me, and then those other people who ask them about me, and then it's my friends, and it's my friends' friends who ask about me. It's like the whole world feels like it's on my back, and in a way that's like narcissistic, but it's realistic of the way I think, and I have to accept that. So I still love basketball. I think I always will, but I'm done. I need a separation, and this is the only way I can get past it.